meeting someone new here. Jamie Kamrowski said, you got to get Dana Davis. And we got a question right from him that I'm going to ask him. He already knows it, so he's going to be ready for that. His 138 has won twice this year. He is in his third season in the Dirt Sportsman division, one of the graduates of the 600 Modifieds, where at one point, boy, they used to have a ton of those things here. How are we doing today, Dana?
Doing good. How are you?
They still do, huh?
They still do. They get a lot of cars.
What is it about that division?
It's cost effective. I mean, it's a great class. The cars are fast. They're safe. I loved it. It was so easy to work on, and it was very cost effective. It's a cheap way of going fast, in my
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you make the move to this, does anything translate over?
Ironically, setup-wise, wasn't much different.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, those are on coils, and obviously everyone's running coils now, so it was a very easy transition. Now we can do a lot more with the suspensions on these cars, but it wasn't too hard to get the knack of it after a while. We started on bars, and that was a learning curve.
Oh, you were at a torsion bar car 3 years ago. Okay.
Yeah, so it was when we finally moved the coils, I started translating a little bit of what we were doing before, and it worked out better than bars.
So did it make that transition to the bar car easier then, or excuse me, to the coil car?
It did. It was still a learning curve. Don't get me wrong. When
Yeah,
we switched to coils, we struggled for quite a bit until I started to get the hang of things.
Most people do, don't they?
Right, yeah. So I'm glad we made the switch. But yeah, it was definitely a learning curve.
Had to feel good to win not just once but twice this year.
Felt great. I mean, it's great for morale for the team.
Yeah.
We had 3 bad weeks in a row, and to be able to get out of those 3 weeks and then bring a win home, it was just good for all of us. Not only myself, but the team, I'll say.
How much time was in between the wins?
3 races in between.
3 wins. Okay, all right. Is one coming anyplace else, do you think?
A win?
Yeah.
I hope so. We tend to, if we venture off from here, if we go anywhere, we'd run Afton.
Okay.
Dirt
and they're
car
Hoosier
tracks.
dirt car?
Yep, they're Hoosier dirt car sanctioned track.
Okay.
But we went to Weed Sport and tried that this year. We had poor luck, so that was an expensive night, but we still had a blast.
Uh-oh. Why? What happened to make
it
expensive?
We just had a bad heat race where we got caught up in a wreck. We were, it was a circumstantial thing where I was in the wrong place, wrong time.
Gotcha.
2 cars got tangled, and it sent us to the wall backwards and tore the car up.
Oh no! Did it get the frame?
It did.
It did.
It did.
Okay. So we rear clipped it, or did we send it out?
Jerry Higby is.
Oh, you got a
is the
Higfab
man.
car.
Yes,
Okay.
Jerry's been great to us this year. He takes real good care of us. He gets us right in and gets us fixed up. So.
Good.
Yes.
All right. So how about tonight then?
Tonight we had an iffy draw. We drew 48.
Okay.
A little nerve-wracking because I know there's a lot of fast cars here. But we
he's still doing it. It's okay.
People just all
it's
the
okay.
time. It's a little nerve-wracking. I know there's a lot of fast cars, but I think we got a fast piece and we can do our best.
So Jamie's question that he asked me about how you always manage to get on the pole doesn't work tonight, then, does it, Dana?
It does not. Well, I'm not gonna say either way on that because the way we got on the pole last week was 3 horrible weeks.
And that's what's going to happen, right?
Expensive weeks. Not only bad for points and bad for everything. It was just expensive to fix this car.
There was one track years ago that was famous for about 5 or 6 guys that would pretty much pull off almost for 3 weeks in a row and then get a win. That was not the case with you, I know that.
Definitely not the case. We always strive to move forward on the racetrack.
You're not learning anything then either,
Exactly.
so yeah. Eventually in a modified, or is this about what we can do?
I would love to drive a modified. I don't think it's in the budget for us.
Okay. You and everybody else, right?
Yeah, it's tough now with the way racing's going and how the cost is.
All right. It's good to meet you, man. I hope you have fun. And when you see this 284 tonight, give me a little tap in the bumper for me, okay?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Good to meet you.
You as well.